Hello, Jason Guest. This is the video screencast for group Achen, whichever way it's pronounced. I'm the Scrum Master for Sprint 3. So here is our software for this sprint. We were able to complete all user stories, and our burn chart will be listed in the Taiga wiki page, Sprint 3 retrospective, since for some reason the software I'm using in my computer doesn't want to share my Chrome window or my Microsoft Edge window, but no matter. So what you're looking at now is the routes page on our Bus Buddy software. And for this sprint, we added implementation on here for scheduling tours, which you can see under the Tour tab. And if we click on here, we can edit route, edit any route. We can register for this route, which, as you can see, turns things green and an O instead of an X here. So if I wanted to show it for this, I'd register, boom, it turns green. And tours are added as well. Let's see, the button for this is schedule a tour. So we give the tour an ID, which by default is the ID for the current route. And as you can see, it showed up there. And if I wanted to schedule a tour over here, we can make another tour and we get a drop down. Since we're in a new route, we can change the tour ID to be this new tour with this other route. So add an implementation for adding tours to routes, which was done by Nate Robinson in user story 101. Okay. We also have this entire sprint for our group has mostly been UI components and things, and Nate's really is the implementation that stands out the most because it's the one that pops in when you open the software right away. Some other things were added to this specific page looking at now. If you look at the very right here, we've got a duration tablet tab, which I implemented for user story 104. And this is more of a little bit of a back-end method this pulls from each route when it's created. So if I wanted to just create a route here, give a test name here, start, we'll just say 0, 0, 0, 0, and 1, 1, well, 11, 1 will register for that. Gotta give it an ID, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now normally this would take our start location, our end location length, and with an algorithm I made, give us a destination and duration to get to the destination for this tour. But we've recently changed, at the end of the project, we changed the way the start and end destination works because that way it's just better for the application, the use. So now we have longitude, latitude coordinates for the start and end destination. So in the next sprint, I'll be updating the duration. But for now, this is actually pulling the calculated value for duration from this route object, and it is bound to the UI here. So that this whole tab here was also added for this sprint. There's also a lot of work done for user story, what number here, 45, for buses. So the buses page has changed quite a bit here. So we'll add a bus. Make a bus number 145. Test bus. We have a start date, end date. So it's a route driver. So he's gonna drive routes. We can give an estimated effort in hours. So we'll just say 15 for this. And this is the priority for the bus. And the bus will also have progress. We can set notifications that will pop up in here for when the bus has jobs to do. So we've created this bus. As you can see here, that whole bus creation that I just went through was implemented by member Gemma Trejo for that user story. And so she integrated like repairs functionality to edit and delete buses from the list that you can see, and really just make that list of buses really easy to see. So if I create a couple here, just put some random numbers here. It's an easy list, and it just keeps going on here, and with different priorities and things, and they're easy to delete. Double click, you can edit it real easy. If you want to change something, I want to get rid of this bus, we're not using it anymore. I delete it, pops up, says, do you want to remove it? I remove it, it's gone. So that's really nice to have. Also for this, for that specific user story, we also redid a little bit of the driver creation and edit dialog, which you can see down here in the files area. That was supposed to be named driver. That's a bit of a bug that we still got. So I create a driver ID, give the driver a name, we'll call him Jimmy. Give him a phone number, and okay. That's all smoothed out now and very nice, very sleek. It'll just be a long list of names and things. We can also give this driver buses and tours. So we have this tour, and that also pulls from that list of tours that you saw before in the routes tab. Very nice. And we can also choose from a list of buses that we've created, with the default being, just the ID one that we make before we have a list in a save file. So as you can see, we can make driver names, give him an ID number, give him a phone number, and assign them to a bus, and assign him and that bus, whoever the driver is and that bus is, to a tour ID created in the routes tab. And we also have a tours tab that we can create specific tours from, and then go and add to the buses or be assigned in the drivers tab. And so that's Nathan Robinson's and Gemma Trejo's and mine, Jason Guest's implementations so far. Group member Alex Alamov really did a lot of exception handling for the add bus and add driver methods, making sure that those objects are created properly with the new dialogues we have. So a lot of his work is more back end. The My Tours tab that I just showed you was also work from Daniel Blevins, another group member for user story 102. So that's this tours tab that I showed you here, where we can create tours, give the tours an ID, give the tours a tour name so it doesn't show up as some, random ID name in the routes tab. And so it just lets you, kind of create more things here. And look, now these other ones are showing up as well from the routes tab. So it's all nice and smooth. We definitely have the UI updated. It's unique now. And some of the key functionality for what you would expect a bus route and driver software application to look like for actual industry use. I can't really show you the burn down chart because my computer's being silly today, but it will be included in the retrospective portion of the wiki page. And that's really kind of an outline of all the work we've done for this sprint. Again, mostly a UI implementation sprint with a lot of unit testing done in the background. So every time somebody has made a new class to display something, it's kind of like the algorithms needed to bind things. We all wrote unit tests for those. So in the unit test section for commits and stuff, you'll see that a lot has been added. Also, we did consistent check style and spot bugs implementation as well for this sprint, so that we kept everything clean, kept everything running smoothly, that we didn't have any breaks in the system when people wanted to add new things using the UI updates. So that's our project. That's our kind of work done. Oh, also here in the task area, we can see the updates to what's been added. It's very nice. All right, thank you.